Welcome back to my channel. We're going to try this again. I did try and film it and my camera is acting all crazy. But as far as this video, you can tell from the title, I'm just going to go through my go-to eye brushes that I use when it comes to doing my makeup. And these are the ones that I like. These are the ones that, for the most part, I have. I don't have many at this time anyway. But these are the ones that I do enjoy. The first one I'm going to start with is the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. And I mentioned this before in probably another video, but basically this is going to be fluffier. It is a little bit fatter on the end. And this is something that I use to set down a nude color type of eyeshadow when I put the primer on and I need to set it. This is what I'm going to use first. It's not anything that you need to have precise, but it is something you can kind of go all over, start from go up here, go all the way down, and it gets the whole surface area of your eyelid. So this is what I like, and this is kind of my go-to. I don't really use anything else. So that's that one. The next type of color that you would do in an eye is the transition shade, and so therefore you need to use some sort of crease brush. And I have three that I do like to use, and I think it's good to have multiple ones anyway. That way, if one ends up being dirty, you have one, to use, and even use multiple ones for the crease if you're trying to build up different colors and make a different type of look. The first one came with the first brush that I mentioned, and this is the base shadow brush. This one is going to be a little bit more flat, and it is a little bit more tapered. You could tell right here on the end, it's a little bit more tapered. But I do like this. It helps to give me a concentrated transition shade with diffused edges. I do like it because it's fluffy, but it's not too fluffy for when I do want a specific type of look. So I do have to definitely recommend this. And these two do come in a pair. I do believe that the set was maybe, I think, $8 or $9. So not bad, especially, Real Techniques drugstore brand. And, it's very affordable. The next brush that I use quite often is the Moda Pro Royal and Langnickel brush. It's the crease brush that I had gotten in a BoxyCharm. And this one's a little bit more fluffy. It is a little bit tapered as well, similar to the Real Techniques one. But I do like this one because of the length of the brush, I can hold it on the end and I can go ahead and just use the transition shade and blend it in. When you're able to hold it on the end, you're able to blend it a little bit better. It's able to help diffuse the edges, at least, what I've seen as far as YouTube videos and people who I watch. And having tried it out myself, it is something that I find to be true. So I do really enjoy this one. I would say that this helps to give a little bit more of a concentrated crease type of transition color. Placement. This is a little bit more out of the lines, a little bit more wider when you're looking to have just kind of maybe a wash of color, but still in the middle area where your crease is. So I do like this one, especially having just gotten this maybe a month ago. I forget which BoxyCharm, but I do like this. And the last crease one that I use is the Wet n Wild one. I got it from the Dollar Tree. And this one is a little bit more fluffy. It doesn't have a tapered end like the other ones do. This one is one that I like to use, especially when I'm going to work. I like to just put this in the eye and blend out the transition shade where I don't necessarily need to have a specific placement or a specific, type of look. Most times I use this and I'll put in a color and I'll put some eyeliner on and mascara and kind of go on my way, just to kind of give it some definition and some depth. But I do like this one. I just recently got it, but I would recommend it. I found it at Dollar Tree. You can find it there, maybe Walmart. So that's what I would recommend. The next type of color that you're going to put in most times when you're doing an eye look is going to be the color that you place on the outer corner of your eye, usually sometimes also in a V type of shape. And with that, I use two different brushes. They're both e.l.f. A lot of my brushes are e.l.f. or Real Techniques or now Wet n Wild. But this one compared to this one, as you can see the difference there, it is going to go ahead and give you a more concentrated area in the corner. This one's a little bit more wide. So again, it really depends on the type of look, but for the most part, I use both of these. Maybe not in the same look, but it really just depends. This one helps to put it right in the corner if I want it really in a specific spot. And this one, you know, again, it just kind of blends it a little bit more, a little bit wider. So I do like these. And these are with the white handles, so they are $1 at Walmart, very cheap. So I would get your hands on it. And it's also very good, I think, to use these brushes and to get used to them before you go out and spend money on something like high-end. I don't even know what high-end types of brushes there are out there, but it's maybe a good alternative to try and, you know, get the hang of first. After putting in that crease shade and the transition shade, next usually it's the lid shade that you're going to put in an eye color, and it's something where you want to use the kind of a flatter brush. And I have 3 here that I end up using from here and there, time to time. The first one that I've always used from the beginning is the e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and this came in a pack with maybe 2 or 3 duo eyeshadows, so it was like $5. My mom gave it to me, I think, for Christmas. But it's going to be very flat here, and it is something where you dip it in and you pack it right on the lid. A lot of times I use this for a shimmery shade, and I'm going to go ahead and wet it with some sort of setting spray, water, whatever, something in a spray bottle so you don't have to get it soaked. That's been my go-to. It's kind of been my favorite, and it's very easy to clean off this particular brush, so I do end up using this a lot more, but it is a good one I would recommend. One I've used kind of recently that came in maybe like an Ulta set or something is the Ulta eyeshadow brush, and again, this is very flat. It's a flat shader brush, and this I've noticed helps me to put it in the corner of the eye without any issues and without any troubles. This one is a little bit thicker. It's not as sharp, so when I want that sharp cut in the middle, I go to this one. And that's what I like it for. I don't like a lot of the Ulta brushes that I've tried, like the blush brush. I don't really feel like it's really for blush. It's kind of small, kind of flimsy, but I do like this one, and I do use this one from time to time as well. And then when I picked up the other Wet n Wild brush, I actually picked up another Wet n Wild, and this is a flat one. You can see it's flat here, and it's going to be flat like this. And it's very similar to the e.l.f. shadow. It is a little bit longer, as you can see, and it is a little bit more like sharp. So it's kind of in the middle between these two, as far as thickness, as far as sharpness, but I do like it. And again, I think it's best to have maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 on deck. That way, when you're using one, have backups if you need to go in with a different. So I probably look a little different. The angle is probably just a little bit off compared to just a few seconds ago. And yeah, so I was editing this video last night and realized that the whole end of my video that I, for the eye brushes, there was 3 that didn't make it in because, again, my camera shut off. And it didn't actually shut off, but it stopped recording, and I didn't realize that until late last night. And so I'm back the next day, just looking to go ahead and just explain to you the last 3 brushes that I like to use, or at least that I've started to try and use when it comes to makeup and things like that. What I was saying in the last clip a few seconds ago was that I think it is a good idea in order to keep a lot of different brushes of the same purpose, because wanting to use it maybe for another color, maybe wanting to use it the next day, and one brush ends up being dirty, and so it is good to just kind of have a couple on hand. The last couple of brushes that I want to talk about and kind of just advise to you as to what I use, and maybe this would be something that you can use as well, are brushes that are related to smoking out the lower lash line. And the first one that I had for a while was the e.l.f. Smudge Brush. And again, it's the white handle, so it's part of the dollar collection. And so it is something that I feel like you could use it. You can, kind of get the hang of it before you move on to maybe more better quality types of brushes. It's still good quality. It's not like loose or anything. But I do like to start using this. I say start because I'm just now getting into doing smoky eyes, putting color on the lower lash line. And so this has been my first one that I started. Along with purchasing some of the other Wet n Wild brushes, I did find this one as well at Dollar Tree. And it is another type of smudge brush. And the difference though between these two is that the e.l.f. smudge brush you can see there, it's going to be a little bit wider. And when it comes to the bristles, there's a little bit more. It's a little bit thicker. So I do like this one better. I just started using this one, but again, it could be a good alternative. I mean, they're both $1, so I mean, you really can't go wrong with either one. So that's that. And then the last brush is more of a, I guess, type of blending type of brush for underneath. Not really. It's the Ulta Beauty crease brush, and it looks like this. And it's not something, I tried to find this online to see if I could find a picture of it, but it's not anything that would be sold separately. It's one of those items that come in like a gift with purchase when you buy something from Ulta, and you get kind of like a little gift bag or a little bit of a packet. You usually come in with like a eyeliner, lip liner, or something like that. So this is what it came with. And so I do like to use this to kind of help to blend it out a little bit down at the bottom. So that's going to be, those 3 brushes. And those are the 3 brushes that I wanted to talk about in the first section of this video. But like I said, cameras like to do what they want to do. If you enjoyed, watching this video and kind of getting my take on what brushes I like to use and what kind of works for me and what's affordable, go ahead and like the video and, subscribe down below. And I'd like to know what else you'd like for me to do in order, to be able to provide some entertainment for you. I do, of course, have some ideas. I do hold a little book here. It's got some ideas, so it's just a matter of, executing them. But again, if there's something you want to see, just let me know. But thanks for taking the time to watch this video and stopping by my channel. If you haven't checked out my other videos, go ahead and do so. There's about 6 or 7 others. But I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.